What's up, guys? I'm Nick, and this is Build Dad Build. It's April, and you know what that means. It's officially grilling season. Okay, so I live in Houston, so grilling season is pretty much year-round here. But for a lot of you guys out there, April's about the time that you want to like pull out the grill, you know, dust it off.
Hose it down, if you know what I mean.
So it only seemed appropriate to make this video now. If you guys seen more than a couple of my videos, you know that I love my GrillBlazer torches. So the folks at GrillBlazer reached out to me and they asked me if I could carve them a sign. And when a company that makes things that look like this reaches out and asks you to carve a sign,
you carve that sign.
But wait, there's more. This will be the largest sign or carving I have done to date. So let's mill down the lumber
and get to work.
Okay, before we get to carving, we've got presents, kids. We've got presents.
Presents, man, presents.
Get this out. Woohoo! Upgrades!
Upgrades, people, upgrades!
So at night it was nice enough to send out this Benchtop dust collection system. So this is made for you carvers out there. So this sits on your bench, you turn it on, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna collect dust into it. So you're gonna carve kind of in this area right here where the hood is. This or a downdraft table is pretty much the only way you're gonna get away with like any sort of dust collection when you're carving, because you can't really hook anything up to your tools and things like that. So this is just gonna be awesome. A closer shot of it here. So this thing runs on 110, so you can just plug it into your wall. You've got your on switch, which I don't have it plugged in yet. Speed control for the fan. This is the draw latch that lets you pop it open and get to the guts on the inside. You've got an auxiliary plug in, so you could actually plug a device into this as well. And this is where you plug it in.
So fancy.
Are you ready for takeoff? Wow, that's not nearly as loud as I thought it was gonna be. Alright. Just kidding, it's not that throttle. Alright, but you guys know that I'm much more of a does it work for what I needed to do guy and much less of a specs guy. So we are going to be kicking its tires here, kids, for the rest of this build. Basically, I'm going to, since this carve is going to be so big, I'm going to end up having to set a bench behind the carve and move it when I move. Since this carve is so big, this may not be the best project to try this on, but we'll give her the old try. I hate to say college try, because college is for dopes. Went to college multiple times. And I want to say thanks to Oneida for sending this out to me. Thanks, guys. I will put a link down below, and at the end of the video, I will kind of talk a little bit about what I thought. All right, I just want to show you guys this. So, and you're gonna see this and you're like, Nick, it didn't hardly pick up anything. Obviously it works better the closer you get to the actual dust collector. But this is 3/8 of an inch deep. I would have had to vacuum this out about 3 times by now. And I'm dealing with, I'm gonna run a vacuum on it now, but like, that's amazing. And if this was a smaller piece and it was right up on here, I think you wouldn't even see this stuff. And it's definitely doing its job. And now, we baptize it with fire.
Not today, Satan. Hey, glove up.
All right, so that needs 24 hours to cure, so I'm gonna go for a run. Not for like 24 hours or anything, just I'm gonna run and do some other stuff.
One eternity later.
And just like that, we have a declaration of barbecue season. Alright guys, so the build went pretty well. I did have some problem with the red epoxy and I had to end up swapping that out. I will link to my epoxy tips video where I talk about it. I tried to mix up a red and the mica powder looked red, but when I mixed it up, it came out really like hot pink. It actually dried a little bit more red, but still wasn't the red color I was looking for. I did have to go out last minute and buy some liquid pigment. And I want to say thank you to GrillBlazer. They've been a huge supporter of this channel for quite some time now. I absolutely love the torches they sent out to me. Not only do they work really well, but they look cool too. And they're versatile in my world. I can use them to burn wood and do burnt wood finishes, and I can also use them to light my grill. Big shout out to those guys are amazing. Also, I said at the end of the video I was gonna talk a little bit more about the Oneida Benchtop dust collector. It works really well. I was gonna talk a little bit more about it, but I think I'm actually gonna do like a dedicated video towards it, because if you guys are doing any sort of carving, especially, you know, like handheld pieces and whatnot, it's a really, really good piece of equipment to have in your shop. So another thanks goes out to Oneida for sending me out that dust collector. Thanks guys. And
While we're thanking people,
I would like to say thanks to all my patrons. Without their support, these videos wouldn't come together nearly as fast. Special thanks goes to Nick the Greek, Stephen Mann, Easy E, Derek Coates, Caveman Ross, Chuck Faulkner, Puffy Muffins, and Mike Penrod. Clinkies to my Boilermaker patrons. Alright guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And until next time, I gotta get to work.